Hello, sixth grade. Today's remote lesson is going to be, part of it is going to be vocabulary. So go ahead and get your powerful words section out in your notebook and go ahead and pause this at any time. I would expect that you're writing down the 8 words and that you're writing down the definition. And since we're not doing FIS 2, 5 together, I want you to put a number next to the word based on your understanding of the word. So 0 would be, I don't know anything about the word, I've never seen the word, all the way to 5, meaning I use this word, I know what it means, and 3 in the middle. So make sure you're putting that rating each time that we go through this, and here we go. Our first word is adversity. And I apologize, there might be some pauses in this video because my internet is being a little silly at this time. So there's pauses, that's why. All right, adversity is a condition of misfortune that is often out of a person's control. Okay, so the example for this is a lack of rain ruins crops and brings adversity to farmers. So a lot of times I feel like whenever I use this word, it's when we talk about overcoming an adversity, and we talk about, there's a lot of things in our life that are different adversities, but being able to work through that. And we talked about, especially you guys know, we talked about grit last year and working through adversity in order to develop grit. What kind of qualities do you think people that face adversity should have in order to overcome adversities? So go ahead and think about that now. This picture shows adversity because farmers potentially could have adversity if it rains a lot. I know with the flooding a couple years ago, that a lot of farmers had to overcome the adversity of the flooding. So that shows what the word looks like. Our next word is alliance. So go ahead and take the second now, write down the word and put a number next to the word based on your understanding. An alliance exists if people or groups have come together to achieve a common goal. So it says the example here is the 2 nations agreed to form an alliance for common goals. Describe some advantages of forming an alliance. I know that I liked to form an alliance with my sister when we would play Go Fish because we wanted to win the game, right? So if you think about different maybe games that you like to play, or maybe tag, right? You want to form an alliance. The advantage would be, it would help you be successful. What would be an advantage of 2 countries forming an alliance, right? We'd be successful in working together to achieve whatever that common goal is. Let's go ahead and watch this video here. So this shows 2 people coming together and agreeing to achieve whatever that goal is. It might be a business deal. It might be something that they are deciding together to move forward. So that is alliance. Our next word is confinement. Go ahead and take a second now to write down your number. Confinement is a way to keep someone or something from moving about freely. I'm sure a lot of you, we talk about our dogs in class. It's classic discussion we have. A lot of times dogs have kennels, so that would be considered something where a dog would be confined within that space. So reason being it helps them feel safe, but also we don't want a dog walking around and doing things they shouldn't be doing. So they're not moving freely among the house, so they're stayed within a certain area. The example that they give here is they felt a feeling of confinement inside the tiny tree house. So sometimes people don't like the feeling of confinement, feeling constricted. So one question you can think about for yourself is, what is an antonym of confinement? And an antonym or opposite word would be to move about freely, so to be unconfined, but that would be not a good example there, but to move freely. So this picture shows children in a small space, so they feel confined and potentially uncomfortable. Another word sometimes people think of is claustrophobia when it comes to that, so being afraid of being confined together. All right, our next word is inflicted. Go ahead and write that number down. And obviously, if you need to pause it all, pause as we're going through this, if you need to write any of this down, which definitely the definitions. Something that is inflicted on a person place or thing causes injury or harm. The example here is the hurricane inflicted damage in many towns. So it caused injury or harm. So it caused damage to the town. Describe a time when weather inflicted harm in your area. So think about a time, or maybe write down an example. So I know that it was really windy here at school recently, right before you guys came to school, and it inflicted harm on the tree across the street and it fell over. So it caused harm or damage on the tree. Oh, and here's an example. So the hurricane inflicted damage on the town, therefore the tree was harmed. All right, our next word is reminisce. Go ahead and write that number down. When you reminisce, you remember and talk about something that happened in the past. The example here is my aunts like to reminisce about their summer vacations. I'm sure there are times when you remember, you talk with your families about reminiscing on different, maybe a trip that you took or something that you reminisce on, maybe a camp that you went to or something that you did with your family that was special, maybe going to get ice cream somewhere. So you reminisce or you remember about something that happened in the past. So what is something that you like to reminisce about? I know that I like to reminisce about my wedding day. That's something that we talk about with my friends and family and my husband, and it's something that was special to us. Let's look at this example now. You see here, they're reminiscing on photos. I'm sure that you've done that. I bet baby photos come out every once in a while and your parents like to reminisce. All right, our next word is retrieved. Go ahead and write that number. A lost object is retrieved when it is found. Okay, so a lot of times probably some of you are thinking golden retriever, and that is correct. Golden retriever, they like to go and find something, they find it, right, and they bring it back. So the dog always retrieved whatever his owner tossed. What things have you seen that a dog has retrieved? I know my golden retriever, Addie, one time retrieved a possum. Yeah, we weren't excited about that one, but usually, you know, they might get a stick or a ball. What have your dogs retrieved? All right, let's look at this example. Oh, there's a cute dog. All right, there it is. He's retrieving. He's bringing, or to a lost object just retrieved and brought back. All right, our next word is smuggle. Oh, some of the video is still playing. If you smuggle something, you bring it in or take it out secretly or without permission. The example here is we had to smuggle my mother's gift into the house. When might you smuggle a gift? I'm sure each of you, I think of different stories. Like I know when it's my dad's birthday's next week. So when we were younger, we would make sure we were super quiet. We would smuggle the gift in and hide it somewhere so he didn't see it, so he would be surprised. So this shows the word smuggle because you can see the girl here is hiding the gift secretly to share with the person later, right? So she's smuggling. She doesn't want the other person to see it. I think this might be our last word. Let's see here. Oh yeah, it's our last word. Okay, last word. Make sure you put that definition and the number next to it. Spindly. Someone or something that is tall, thin, and weak is spindly. The weight of the birds bent the spindly branches. So if you're thinking about this, this is not a thick branch on a tree. It might be just those small little narrow ones. Okay, describe plants with spindly branches that you have seen. So sometimes like little bushes have just like thin little spindly branches that are not, you wouldn't be able to, you know, sit on that branch, like climb on the trees at, you know, at recess, right? It would be the opposite. It'd be something that was very small that maybe a little bird could sit on. All right, so that is it. So be sure to read the directions, and there'll be a worksheet to follow. So be staying tuned for that. Go ahead and attach a photo of your notes if you're able to. We're going to test it out and see how it goes, and we'll go from there. Thanks, guys.